managed.
Oh, yes, we can see that button as well there. Thank you so much to our audience. Thank you to our speakers for your patience as well. We are going live now, and we started our second webinar as the Circle of Global Business Women. We welcome you this afternoon, especially the women out there who are listening to us, who really need the capacity to build themselves a little bit wider in terms of their mission, their vision, and where they are going when it comes to their own business management and their leadership authenticity as well. Thank you so much for your patience. Well, the Circle of Global Women is I don't want to even call it a network. It is a mammoth ship that is so large and is waiting for you women out there to come in and join us. We are launched in the beginning of this year, where we saw over 50 women convene in Bryanston, Johannesburg, South Africa, and we launched the Circle of Global Women as a start to a pioneering event that is led by our president, Cindy Mzamo, and we hear a little bit from her later on today. Well, the Circle of Global Women is a network that is globally minded, that has intelligent and innovative women who are authentic in their endeavors to create leadership shift globally. So we might be in South Africa, but our shift and our transition is definitely on a global perspective. Actually, the world is gone so far in terms of innovation, in terms of digitization. And we in South Africa and the global, in our continent of Africa, want to take women further in terms of access to markets, in terms of embodying what the power of the circle of leading change, one step at a time, but taking it quite soon, because we need to see a change very much dramatically. Well, I'm not going to go in too much in detail in terms of who we are. You can follow or send us an email on info@cgbw.org.za to find out more who we are as the Circle of Global Women as well. We are available in all of the social platforms, and we are here to reach with you and talk to you as women. Well, our topic today is on leadership, on how to manage your business as a leader inside that business as well. We want to see women in the forefront of all the 14 sectors within the South African platform. We want to see women running the race and taking the baton to say, I have the capacity within me to go to that next level. How did it start for me as Nozi, right here in the south coast of KwaZulu-Natal? Well, I started off as a replenisher in the storehouses of Woolworths so many years ago. And a lot of the time, people in those positions hardly ever want to move or challenge themselves to the next status quo. My next step was to just become a receptionist in a company that was a multinational company, but at reception, I hardly knew what the company was on about. I just knew the KPIs that were given to me at that moment. The previous receptionist that was there before me was there for over 9 years in the same position. Well, I could have as well been in the same position for that whole 9 years, but there was one company meeting that gave me quite a stressful, I don't even want to say a stressful dilemma, but it gave me something inside of me that pushed me for greater. The then CEO of that company asked us in the company meeting, how much do we make to pay our salaries every single month? And there I was, bubbly Nozi. I raised up my hand and I said, R1 million. And as that time, as a Black woman, the only number I knew that was large enough that I knew about was R1 million. And for me, it seemed as, oh yeah, a good number to take. But he then turned to me in front of the whole company and said, cheap girl, we pay 7.7 million rands in salaries every single month. You know, that day I will never forget it in my entire life, because it drove me to find out more. Where am I, number one? What is happening in this engine of this company called a multinational? And from that day onwards, something in me, inside of me, started being awake in asking, have I seen a millionaire around me? Who are the leaders in my community that have made it to be a leader? or to be a millionaire or to know what money is all about. Because in my surrounding, in my home, there was no one who was a millionaire before me. There was no one who was, I never saw that kind of experience in terms of being a leader. And that drove me to ask myself, what is it that drives the economy to make people pay salaries of 7.7 million rands a month? And that is what drove me to, in the past 14 years, saw me move from being a receptionist to a tender and pricing manager and to being a business manager for KZN. I started off in that position and I drove in that car, and within 6 months, I had made 15 million rands because inside of me, I'd already capacitated myself from the position I was in to make sure I got ready to know how the economy runs. Well, years later, I left the company and I was being headhunted by a number of companies, especially internationally. But something in me was saying, Noz, you can do this for yourself, to build your capacity and to start it for your own generational legacy as well. Well, as I started, it was as if the whole of heavens had opened up to just say everything I was doing will go wrong. I was in such a non-winning state. If I wanted to imagine coming from a state where I had bought in a tender of over 96 million rands in the company at that stage. The company moved from even being a normal prepaid company to a smart company because of the development and self-development I had done myself to make sure that I was an authentic leader within the space that I was doing. Well, as I started my journey as an entrepreneur, I had so many things, and the muscle of resilience was being tested in me. And you will hear later on, as we hear Gontse's story from GMC Arts, how she was able to transition from the period of COVID at a stressful time where beauticians could not see any more customers and people were being in their homes during lockdown. And something in her gave her the opportunity to rise above this current situation. And I'm hoping that with this webinar of business management and authentic leadership, something in you will resurrect to say, let me open up the capacity that I have as an individual, as a woman that wants to lead and wants to take themselves seriously. Because being a leader is not about someone else, it's about you deciding that I want to self-grow. I want to know how the economy works. I want to know how things around me happen. And if you cannot link yourself with what is happening globally as well, then you will be left behind in what is happening currently at the moment. It is said that authentic leadership is about the legitimacy of the leader and the honesty that you build with relationships with people around you, the input that you put and the ethical foundation that you put as well. Well, I went on from having that muscle of resilience over the COVID period where I lost both my parents, I lost a lot of things, but the Circle of Global Women was there for me, and the opportunity that was given by the French embassy for us as 50 women to be part of the Gibbs studies gave me an opportunity to actually come out of that state that I was in. We did a course for as 50 women, and it taught us right on the first module, self-mastery. And it sort of like clicked inside of me as well more to say the capabilities that you have, all that, the strengths that you have within you, even if it's COVID, even if you're going through a stressful time, those capabilities are yours. They have not gone anywhere. And a lot of the time, I think as people, we take ourselves for granted. We put ourselves down because we see the atmosphere or what is happening in our surroundings. It is important as a leader to find yourself, to drive yourself, even in stressful times. Because I always say the answers are not out there. The answers are within you, but you always need someone else to take you to the next level. Well, we are so blessed as the Circle of Global Women to be driven and to be led by a lady called Cindy Mzamo. You know, she is an inspirational leader who wants women to be motivated to go to the next level. She wants us to see or to break the glass ceilings as well. The best part that I love about her is that she's a soldier, and a lot of people don't know that she was once a soldier. As much as she's been through advisory board positions, that part of her that says, I'm articulating, I can see things way beyond before they even come, the wrong and the bad. And I think that is what has built her and her foundation to go beyond what we see in the physical, because her vision is great. And it needs women who can see that vision as well. Well, we welcome you, Madam President.
Thank you.
We are here because of you.
Thank
I'm not going to go any further in terms of introducing you, but you've set in numerous boards and you are here because of you. And I give you the stage to give us more of a global perspective of who we are as leaders as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Program Director. It is a great honor for me to share this platform with Gentle Giants, which is you, Nozi, and my dear sister, Miss Janine Hills, a powerful Gentle Giant in terms of reputational management and also looking at authenticity. And also Gontse. Gontse, you'll hear her story when she speaks about who she is. And I like the panel for today because it's who we are as the Circle of Global Business Women, because the power to achieve our dreams is within us, not outside. To master the external world, you must first master our inner world. That's what authenticity is all about. That's what leadership is all about. Because in most cases, we tend to not to understand ourselves and undermine the power within us, and think that we don't know anything, we cannot achieve anything. But once we accept the inner being, we're the best of the best. We have heroes inside us. Let us, those heroes today, arise and shine. I mean, the Circle of Global Business Women is just an intelligent network of innovative and, intelligent women who are authentic in their endeavors. You see, in business, you must be authentic, because when you're authentic, you love what you do. When you're authentic, you're not a copycat. When you're authentic, you reach your destiny because you believe in who you are from inside, not from outside. Now, coming to just the global statistics, I mean, on Saturday, I shared the statistics on about the 600,000 women that, left the workforce in the US, compared to, the 78 men that left the workforce. I was just reading an analysis that was done by MESA, which was actually focusing on 1,100 organizations across the world globally. And it really showed that there is a leaky pipeline in terms of women leadership when it comes to representation globally, because it's decreasing, where we are actually looking at executives only serving on 23% and even senior managers sitting at 29%. I think this is really crisis when it comes to leadership, my dearest sister. And this happened because of COVID. This happened because of this pandemic. And today we're sitting in this platform talking about women leadership, talking about business management, talking about being mindful, talking about who we are, talking about the role that we can play in the marketplace. Because all of us, we've got experiences, all of us who've traveled a lot of journeys. I can share a powerful journey with my dearest sister in the corporate world where we serve together at F&B. We were sisters. Sisterhood takes us to the next level. And I want to say in this platform today, let us create a tribe of women that support each other. Let us create a tribe of women that elevate each other. Let's create a tribe of women that would always speak about another woman on an opportunity when she's not in that meeting. This is the tribe globally that we want to create as the Circle of Global Businessmen, because it's very important. If you're sitting in a board meeting, there is a position for a board member. Speak about another woman in that board meeting. This is the tribe that we want to create so that we occupy and infiltrate that space, but we do it with dignity and integrity, because we're working with our brothers and sisters globally, because we need to work with men for us to actually occupy the C-suite positions, for us to occupy, our business empires globally, because we need to actually make sure men take us along. and support us in these initiatives. The second part I really want to, speak about, my dear sister, and I know Sister Janine will touch on this one. Now, when you're talking about authenticity and leadership, you are talking about 5 things that would actually never leave you. Business management. You are managing the business. You are not managing your employees. Business management. You are managing the business, not the people that work for you. You are managing that business. And when you manage that business, the critical things that you must do, firstly, you must know yourself, who you are, and how do you connect to that business, and how do you take that business to the next level. The second one is relations. How do you keep your relations? Honesty and integrity, because people do business with you because they know that you are trustworthy. They know that your record in the marketplace is clean. They know that your record in the marketplace, you're a woman of integrity. Now, values. You need to be genuine in everything that you do. You need to be reliable. You can't promise a client that you'll deliver a product at 5 p.m. and you rock in the next day. You'll never be in business. So integrity and honesty is very important, and reliability is very important to keep your clients. Values, stick to your values. Service, who are you servicing? Your customers comes first. Your women that you serve, they come first at the Circle of Global Businesswomen. Vision, compelling with the vision for the future. We are at the Circle of Global Businesswomen creating a legacy for the women that come after us. It's not our, Circle of Global Businesswomen. This is a legacy that we're creating for women globally to connect with each other. That's why our mantra at the Circle of Global Businesswomen Pay Offline says, you know what? Network, connect, and collaborate. And today, collaboration is the new competition. And today, you know what, Blue Ocean, strategy that we actually talk about in corridors of universities and institutions of higher learning. I've seen it, Gontse doing it. She is the only one that is doing what she's doing now, and she's got global clients. So it's something that it's achievable, ladies. And once we think in a mindful way, when you're in crisis, clear your mind, listen to your inner self. In your business, look where you are going, because you need to be futuristic. You need to understand how do you connect to your clients, and how do you become a niche in the marketplace, and how do you manage your clients. You can work with your competitors as well by being clever, by being smart, by actually looking at what your competitors are doing, and you provide a solution your competitors are not doing in the marketplace. That's how you manage your business. You are not in competition today. We're not talking about competing with your, competitors in the marketplace in what you're doing, because COVID has taught us that collaboration is the key thing globally. So let us collaborate, women. Let us come up and support each other. I just want to speak about the Circle of Global Businesswomen, if you can allow me, Program Director, before I hand over to Gontse, because we've got 2 critical speakers today. And I want to speak from the heart. And I don't want to really talk about global statistics. I want to speak about who we are as the Circle of Global Businesswomen, because I'm passionate about the Circle of Global Businesswomen. Why is the Circle of Global Businesswomen? It's because we want to touch each and every single life of the women globally. African women who are taking themselves to the global market, understanding their challenges and issues very well. That's why we're saying from Africa to the world, because we know who we are, and how can we help other sisters in Europe to actually come and work with us in Africa. So we're connecting with each other. We are connecting with our sisters in Europe. We are saying our sisters in Europe, we are here as the Circle of Global Businesswomen. Let us hold hands together and make sure that, we drive this empire. Because, Sister Janine, leadership, it doesn't have a race. All of us as women in the leadership, corridors, we have the same challenges. Leadership is not a Black issue. Leadership is not a white issue. Leadership is not an Indian issue. Leadership is not any other issue. But leadership is an issue that is affecting all of us as women in the global markets. And hence the Circle of Global Businesswomen. We support all women, they belong to the Circle of Global Businesswomen because of the challenges that we have. This is a sisterhood network because leadership needs sisterhood. Leadership needs each other, that we can uplift each other. And we cannot talk about generation equality with the UN women whilst you don't involve our men counterparts. We need men to be on board. We need men to listen to us. We need men to support us. We need men to walk the talk with us so that, yes, we can say generation equality is a yes and woman is the future. Actually having our men next to us, supporting us. It's also challenging, you know, our male counterparts who are actually have partners at the Circle of Global Businesswomen. We want to see them coming in this platform. We want to see them showcasing who they are because we believe in men. We believe that when we work together with men, we can take, you know, our leadership positions with dignity and integrity in the marketplace. Now, if you look at how the Circle of Global Businesswomen was started, we started the Circle during COVID. We opened the offices, Sister Janine, on the 1st of July. And I still remember walking into 22nd on Sloan Street. I'm like, Lord, here we are. Lord, we want to support women, you know, globally. Lord, give us the vision. You've given us the vision. And now we're taking it head on. 50 women were registered at GIPS. They were given the skill. I was part of those because we had another program that we're running that was the leaders of associations. I tell you, Sister Janine, I used to rush from the office, get home and connect exactly at 7 o'clock. I'm sitting, you know, there was a time where I couldn't even have time to read the material for my studies. Now I'll log in and Professor Anna would say, Cindy, why are you quiet today? I'm like, no, I'm still catching up, Prof. I'm going to talk later because I didn't have time to catch up. But it was really an experience for me because that GIPS program gave me a mindful thinking that I can achieve. I can be who I want to be because I've reset my mind, I've realigned my mind, I know where I'm going, I know that women globally must be assisted and they need this platform. And hence we are here today to say thank you very much to the French Embassy and our strategic partners and our members like Sister Janine, Nozi, and Gontse, because we have gentle giants, I mean, medical doctors, scientists, you name them, chartered accountants, powerful women that are intelligent, that know what they want, that want to go and serve. Finally, serving with a purpose. You must have a purposeful life. When you wake up in the morning, you must know that the vision that you have is a vision that is connecting to other women globally. And why I'm saying it, in closing, I just want to speak to Judges 4, verse 4, Deborah, the woman of vision, Sister Janine. You know, Deborah was the only judge, female judge, during the time of oppression in Israel. Deborah shared the battle plan with other male counterparts to release the children of Israel, from poverty, to release the children of Israel under oppression. Now, this is the same thing that we're having. The Circle of Global Businesswomen is a visionary organization that is working with presidents of the world, that is working the captains of industries of the world to come up with a battle plan to release women from gender-based violence, from the pandemic. And we are saying today, arise, women, arise, because there's power in the storm. We want the Deborahs of today that can stand up and say, I want to make a difference in my community. I want to make a difference in my country. I want to make a difference in my family by in a mindful way, running a sustainable company with dignity and integrity. With those words, I'd like to say, I'm humbled and honored in this platform. Thank you, Sister Janine, for mentoring me and coaching me when I was at First National Bank. I'm your product today. I can speak with confidence and say, I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for the reputational management, strategy that you gave me. Hence, I'm still a woman of dignity and integrity. And we want the sake of global business women to be an organization of women of integrity and dignity globally, so that women can have a well of women where they can come and just spend when they are tired. They can come and draw the energy when they're exhausted. They come and draw wisdom when they want to take businesses forward. And this is what the sake of global business women is all about globally. Working with all the South African ambassadors globally, working with all the foreign ambassadors in South Africa. We are humbled and honored to our ambassador, the French ambassador in South Africa, our dearest father, brother, Mr. Deku. We really, appreciate you. Looking forward working with the French South African Chamber of Commerce, now getting into the real empowerment of women, which is in leadership positions, serving as board members, and also looking at enterprise development through the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you very much, Sister Nozi, our program director, and my dearest sister Janine. I think this is really mouthful. I just wanted to, motivate women. I just speak from the heart, and I just talk about characteristic, because at times when you speak from the heart, people connect with you and understand who you are and how you feel. I'm passionate about the circle, and I love the circle, and I love my sisters in the circle, and I wish them all the best. All their endeavors, let them be successful, let them rise and rightful positions, let them occupy those offices globally. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much, President. We really, really feel your passion. We really feel your love for this network, and we just want to take behind the steps, though that baton of this passion of leading beyond what we see today. Thank you for being a visionary leader as well. We've seen from the launch of the Circle of Global Women on the 15th of April, the passion, the power, and the support that we have from our government, from the French embassy, from the Canadian embassy as well. We thank you so much, even from EFTA. We thank you so much for the support that we have, and we feel it, and we know that is there within the Circle of Global Women as well. One of the things that I'm taking from you is value. I've always asked myself that in order for me to give value, I must have value within me as well. And one of the things that I always talk about, and I had to go within my self-mastery, was to find that I've got muscles within me as Nozi. Those muscles called excellence. And this excellence will always produce quality work. These muscles of authenticity are in me as a person. And one of the muscles that I have is saying overcoming obstacles. And today we're going to hear from Gontse to see how she had a muscle of overcoming obstacles within this COVID period, and how she had a muscle of resilience inside of her to say, despite my current situation, let me dig deep inside of me and find this brand that has overpowered even herself as Gontse to become a global business. So Gontse, we give the mic to you to just speak about your business and who you are, and let the women out there know that the muscles that you have, they also have as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you, the program director, Nozi, and thank you, Sindiswa, and thank you, Janine, and all our listeners. My name is Gontse Maloka. I am from a small village called Pake, but I'm residing in Pretoria currently. And how my journey started, thanks to COVID. Everyone is sitting at home and we're stressing about what's going to happen next. What are we going to do? What's the next thing that we have to take? What's the next step? So it came to me one morning where I decided, why not try what my father did? And from there, I decided to try few things, few boards, and I decided to see where it can take me. It became a hobby, and from a state of depression to moving into creating something so small, but that is becoming big, was a big thing to me. And going back to work with health issues, I had to make the biggest decision where I had to decide to leave work because I couldn't manage anymore. It was so scary. It was very scary because I didn't know what step am I gonna take, how I will survive, what's coming next, what's going to happen. And this is how I started working on the string art that inspired by my dad. And from there, I did few pieces where I advertised on social media, where everybody was sitting at home and there was so much good response as to why are you sitting with so much talent? Why were you not doing this all along? Why? And I had to make a decision as to, do I turn this into a business now or do I wait for later? Or do I continue with my work? So it was very difficult, and with COVID, it has made us realize that we need to be creative. We need to think out of the box. We need to be strong. We need to lead. We need to manage. You know, and one thing that that happened with going through the whole process, I had few challenges where there was no funding to get just the relevant materials, meeting the client's demands. And because this was a self-taught, I had to make a plan and create and make sure that what the client needs, I have to keep to that design or whatever pattern they need. And admin, you have to manage everything by yourself. You have to make sure all the recordings are done, all the funds, how you spend, and all that. And the manpower that comes to when you have to do deliveries, when you need, people are requesting big boards, you need transport, you need somebody who's going to help with the drilling. I had to teach myself how to drill because sometimes there's no one. So, and the workspace, because when I started, I took it lightly. I had small boards and it became big until somebody ordered like a big board that couldn't even get into the house. So I had to make a plan to move couches, to paint outside and carry everything by myself, and getting the right platform to market the product, because when you start, you don't really have a direction because it's something that came unexpectedly. And because I had to do something about the time that I had to make a plan. And from there, as I grew, there were a few successes that I came across until this time, using the minimum available resources to meet clients' requests and being able to rise up to the client's brief, however complex. And with deliveries, I love deliveries because you get to connect and you get to see that the client's reactions. And that tells you how much or how good your work is and how much it's touching the next person's life. The other challenge that I had was managing time in terms of taking orders, because you need to think when somebody sends you an order, you need to think, okay, roughly this will take me this long, because you're not sure. Sometimes you take it for granted and it takes you longer than that. Then you have to contact the client and apologize, and it becomes a bit uncomfortable from your side. But I've managed to work with time. I've managed to give myself extra time as I work because I'm on my own, and the skill is mine. You can't really say, come and do something, call somebody and say, come and do this or come and do that, because they don't really understand what goes on. And with COVID, okay, let me first go back to why the string art. It is a category of a fine art in South Africa and globally. And in such, it is worthy to be recognized. So it is a physical creation of what an envision through a mind gets projected, and it gets created through the string. So if you happen to send me your logo, it will be created as how it is, but using strings and nails. It is for the visionary in the new millennium branding, where the natural resource is free for the future of our generation. And what we've created also, or what I've created also for the kids, I've done this DIY string art where I'm sharing my skills, and I've developed this because of what the kids can do and grow out of, because it helps with concentration, it helps with focus. So you can easily test it on your kids and see if they can't finish this piece of string art. Imagine in class, is she managing? How long can she concentrate for? So this is really helpful for our kids and for our upcoming generation to think for themselves in the future. And again, why the string art, the leadership methods? For every challenge and obstacle, there's a new opportunity presented. People need to look around themselves and find the inner talent that is within. And through that, we shouldn't be afraid to try the things that we love. Sometimes we feel challenged. We scared to take risks. We don't want to take the next step because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And that has taught me how strong I am being by myself, because you have to make your own decisions. You have to lead. You have to wake up every morning to realize that I have to do something new today. I have to do something different. And that is really helping on a daily basis, because you get to also realize that you don't have so much time. Every hour that you miss, it's time wasted. You wish to get it back. And I'll be showing a few pictures of what I've done so far, of the work that I've done so far. And the other thing that I would like to share is the changes that came from COVID since we've had the whole lockdown. It's the importance of social media. It took so much power in terms of advertising businesses. You get more orders from social media than the people you come around and the people you meet on the street while you're advertising your work. Because most of the time they have to think about what they need and get back to you. So, and the courier business also became more important in terms of transporting orders to get to the people that have ordered. And with that, with the social distancing, sometimes you can't really you couldn't do the deliveries ourselves. And the green way of living and encouragement and people to leave the green way should be an order. At GMC String Art, we pride ourselves by giving them technology, electricity, and natural free string art that has sentimental value, defining or branding exactly what is close to their heart. So every order that has been ordered is something that is very close to their heart, because with the COVID, people have realized that they can only take what's very important and what's close to them, because it has limited a lot of things, and also in terms of spending. And I would like to leave this with everybody who's going through a difficult time, to say it is possible. When we're going through the most, that's when the opportunities lie. And we need to wake up and test our wings, because we are the only ones who are gonna fly to the sky. And you'll never know how much power and strength you have until you need to stand up by yourself. I'd like to thank everybody, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. And thanks to Sis Pumela for introducing me to the CGBW. And thank you, Sis Nozi, thank you, Sindiswa, and thank you, Jenny. Thank you very much to everybody.
Can you show us your artifact that you created for the circle?
Yes.
Okay, I will do that just now. I have the one that I've done for.
There you are.
Yeah, that's the one for the circle. Beautiful.
Yes.
So this is one of the most complex plots that I've done, a bit challenging, a bit difficult, because sometimes when you're looking at them on the board as they send you a picture, you'll say, this is one day, I'll be done. But when you start working on it, you realize, okay, I can't find this color or string. I can't manage, my pins are clashing. What now? Time is moving. So it's been a very interesting journey, and I'm looking forward to really going globally and flying the world just to showcase my work and what I can do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gontse. Oh, wow. What a beautiful painting, and that we got to see live as well at the launch. We really love your work. And I think women in this stage or in this podium must follow your social platforms to see more of the work that you do. One of the things that I've taken from you is the fact that your business that you've started has had multiple streams of income now, because you are even diversifying for things or artifacts that people can do and take for themselves at their home. You've mentioned the part of logistics as well. And I really believe that even as a beautician, the work that you did before, you are already building these muscles of being a leader, of being able to manage this platform that you are going and you're in right now as a global business as well. It's important as women that we don't limit or underscore ourselves in what we are going through. You know, sometimes when the stresses of life come, we even forget that we are good at things, that we are the capabilities that we have. One of the things for me as a mentor and coach that I've gone through in terms of the COVID and the stresses that I went through is, if I didn't go through that, because it's so painful to lose your mom, and then within a couple of months, you lose your father. We've had people within this COVID time that have lost their mom. Within a couple of days, they lose a father, they lose another family member, and you're just in a state of stressfulness as well. It is important to know that as a woman leader, especially, that sometimes the answers that we seek, or to get us out of that healing process as well that we have, that we must undergo, is within you, in your capabilities that you have. And well done to Gontse for taking her business that she didn't even know before COVID that she had within her as well. Well, we have Janine, and we've taken up a lot of the time. I'm not gonna go too much into who I am as Nozi. You can always Google and find out more. Janine Hills is a founder and CEO of Authentic Leadership, which is a company that focuses on leadership, reputation, and crisis management. She shares the skills and knowledge she has acquired over the years with the best of the South Africa and Africa's executive leadership, especially in C-suite and boards. She's a leading international brand and reputational expert. She has honored her skills under the mentorship of some of South Africa's great leaders and CEO. We are very privileged that she has a relationship with our president as well, and we are able to share on that as well. Because even with this webinar being the first one for me as a global platform, just speaking to Janine made me actually calm down, and she broke the ice of the nervousness and the daunting that I had before this time. So thank you so much, Janine, for all your wise words and the relationship that we've built over this time. We thank you, and this is your time. We're here to listen to you. Thank you so much for honoring us and being here with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Gontse, thank you. I used to do that string art when I was a little nkunku. So I completely relate to that string art. I don't know if I have the discipline anymore to do it and to finish one, but I understand. It's a beautiful art, and I think it's a beautiful meditation. So I love it, and I think your story is so real as a leader, and for us to understand people around us. It's so important, because what happens is we're all on this wheel, this treadmill, and I'm sure we all feel it, and we're on this treadmill, and you had to step off it for a little while, but in that darkness, that light shone through, because you took the time out, which is important. You breathed, which is what I heard from you, and you allowed that light to shine back in. And that's so important for a leader, because you can't keep on that treadmill. So really well done. And thank you for being that courageous leader, of stepping forward and being courageous enough to tell your story, because a lot of people don't. They don't like to talk about the difficult times. And that's the only way we all get to learn. So as a leader, an authentic leader, I always say, I don't want to learn by my own mistakes. I'd rather learn from your mistakes. It's much easier. I mean, bring it on, teach me. I'd rather learn from you than have to learn these difficult lessons myself. So that's what it's real. So huge congratulations and love to you, my darling. Really love to you. So really just in the interest of time and really just getting down to the nuts and bolts of the importance of our authentic leadership. It's nothing that we don't know. Nothing I'm going to say is what you don't know, but I'm just saying it in a succinct way and packaging it in a way that we now need to listen to it, really implement it, and you need to lead by example. So we can read thousands of books, we can watch millions of movies, but look at our leadership and look at Africa. We need to look at ourselves. We need to now, this is our time, really. I mean, Cindy, you couldn't have started an organization at a better time. Right now is where leadership is. And if we look at our leaders around the world, I mean, look at what's going on around the world. It's not a pretty sight, okay? And the only way we're going to get through this is through leadership. Leadership is not easy. It is not an easy journey. But what is also crucial is being a servant leader. Because you've got different styles. You've got different styles of leadership. Some people are born to serve as a leader. Other people you need for startup organizations to come in. They're powerful individuals. They're quite bombastic in their ways. They start up people. They get things driving. And then they're not maintainers. They move on to the next project. There's a skill in that. Then you've got other people that are different kind of leaders that are very good maintainers. So each one you find, there's no good and there's no bad. What we've got to start saying is in the world that we are at the moment, I mean, it's chaos wherever we go. You know, everybody wants to travel and enjoy holidays and whatever. Right now, we need to really appreciate the country we live in, our people that we are surrounded by, and let's give gratitude for what we have. Don't worry about the travel now. Save that money. It's great. Right now, get to know yourself. Use this time as a leader to be still. When you start worrying about things, that's when the worry is when you're worrying about the future too much. If we piece our day into 3 pieces and we say, in the morning we wake up, we do our gratitude, we say our quiet prayer to ourselves and to our higher being, whoever we work with. So I'm not going religious, I'm merely saying, just say gratitude. If you wake up every morning and you just say, thank you, thank you, thank you, that's enough. Also to focus on yourself, because we're very hard on ourselves. So we get out of bed, we quickly do this. We need to move a little bit slower. Give thanks for your eyes, your ears, your physical body, your brain, your mindset. We need this. And yes, I know the 5 o'clock club is great. I'm a 6 o'clock club girl, not a 5 o'clock, okay? I then get ready at 6 o'clock and I go to gym. Very important. Why? Because it's a very good de-stressing mechanism for me. I have a trainer that's important for me. Why? Because it's self-care. Self-care is crucial as a leader. If you don't look after your stress levels, your joints, your muscles, guess what? You achieve the most incredible things. You climb this fantastic ladder. You have all the money that the world wants to give you. And guess what? You can't enjoy it because you can't walk, or you've got it up in your arm and you can't see, and your ear and your eyesight goes and your ears go. It's no good. So I always talk about your own personal health being your wealth. This is true. We need to take care of ourselves. So as a leader, please, I beckon out to our leaders, take care of yourself. That's what we need to do. And then eat moderately. What happens? We hit the tarmac running, we're working, we're not looking at our self-health, we're not eating, we're watching very bad, we're eating too much sugar, we're eating too much this, too much that, and nothing in moderation. Life is about a moderation. And it's about, yes, we can have a party, yes, we can have a glass of wine, yes, we can have this, but in moderation, because that makes you strong. So in your training, It's like training as an athlete for the Olympics, with the Olympics coming up right now. Look at our incredible sprinters. Look at our incredible runners that we have in Africa. Be proud of the incredible talent and success that we have, but they train. So we have to train as leaders. We need to train our physical body together with our head. And that's what's important as authentic leaders. A lot of it's the IQ. And then, of course, you got the heart, which is the E. What comes out of your mouth is vital. And that's the authentic leadership, which is vital. That comes through together. So your wisdom has got to be imparted. The power of the word is what comes out of your mouth. So when you're working with people, you might have been in a very, very busy session. Cut off the energies there. Walk into the next session. Even if that's been a very tough session, walk in here and cut off that negative energy and walk into the next session with a smile in your face, have a glass of water, nice cup of tea, and then present yourself and be able to lead with integrity, dignity, and calmness. And that's what we've got to learn to be able to do. I know that, Nozi was balancing my diary for today, and I said to Nozi, I just needed 10 minutes to have a cup of tea between the sessions. And this is what's important. Be good to yourself. So self-care, self-mind, self-meditation, self-prayers, very important. That will get us through. There's no doubt that through what we're going through as a world in the pandemic, if you've got a strong faith, I'm not talking a religion, I'm talking a strong faith, and you truly believe in whoever you believe in, and you believe and trust, you will never be, you're never alone. So that wisdom is crucial. That is crucial to come through in your very being, and sit quietly. I'm sure you found that, Gontse, when you went through what you went through. It's about sitting quietly, being in your own space, and being able to say, how do I work in this space together with other people and make sure that I have my space? So sitting quietly is crucial. Be good to yourself is the second one. The other side of it is when we're working. You mentioned, President, is make sure that when you work with people, please deliver on time. Be on time for events, functions, meetings. Deliver on time with your product. If you're going to run delays and distribution interferes, or something has happened, or load shedding has interfered, these things happen. Forward plan. Get yourself a backup of a power bank. Get your backup. So we're not very good as Africa. We are very poor in our implementation and our forward planning. So when you're in your own business as a leader, forward plan a bit more. Look at the scenarios and say, what can go wrong today? So today we had a myriad of things that could go wrong today. Hey, Nozi?
Oh, yes.
Right things, wrong things, great things. So as a leader, do your forward planning. As an authentic person, what happens is you can't plan for everything, but you can do your best to prepare. So if you prepare, you will find you personally a lot calmer, because you as a leader can then lead by distinction. And when things go wrong, you say, you know what, I did my best. But we don't invest that time in forward preparation. We don't dial in earlier enough. We don't check our notes beforehand. We don't check who's involved. We just kind of dial in and hope for the best. Those days have gone. There's too much going on. So as I really call out to our leaders now, do more preparation, do more investment in your time and your efforts, so you come across boldly, you come across more prepared, you respect other people's time because you're on time, and also your work is on time. So those are very important considerations to consider moving forward as a leader. The other side of it is you don't have to know everything. As a leader, I'm sure, Cindy, you often find this in a meeting. You've not expected the president of the circle that you found to know everything. You can't answer all of us.
Absolutely.
What you have done is you help facilitate, and you say, you put your ego aside, and you say, I know I don't have to know everything. It's okay. So let me park my ego for a few minutes, facilitate this meeting, get the best out of those meetings, write down the notes, and then get somebody to get back who is the expert, and you say, I will connect with that person. Our egos sometimes get us into trouble. We answer faster than the question being asked to us. So we're not listening, so we're answering fast, and we're not, because our ego is in the way. And if you comfortably sit with your skin and you breathe, you know what you're going into, you prepared beforehand. Yes, there's going to be difficult times. Yes, there's going to be some difficult meetings. But if you've done your best, it's okay. It's okay. Not every meeting needs to be a huge success. So be careful with our own egos. At the end of the day, I always say, our own ego is what slips us up, because it makes us say things that you're pushed into a corner. It makes us commit to things that we didn't consider the other people in the team, or it makes us commit to a certain price that maybe we haven't done the pricing correctly. Don't be pushed into something. Rather buy yourself a little bit of time. As a leader, feel comfortable and say, you know what? So like, I haven't costed this out. Thank you so much for the business. Could I ask you, could you give me 24 hours and I'll get back to you? I'll send my written quotation to you. Don't feel under pressure at that particular given moment. Only thing you're feeling is your own ego, because you feel that you have to be the best. You already are the best. My nephew posted a beautiful photograph just yesterday, and he said, I'm looking forward to the day that I can walk into the room and be unannounced. And he's 21. He was 21 2 days ago. And I thought, wow. And I posted back to him, you already are that person. So you see how much pressure we put on ourselves when we are pushed and pushed and pushed. We are already very good. We just need to present ourselves, choose your wardrobe effectively so you make an impact, whether it's digitally or whether you're walking into a room. Prepare beforehand. Know as much as you can to the best of your ability, but prepare before you go into a meeting. And then you will be the best. And then make sure you've gone back to the meeting afterwards, agree on what the deliverables are, and then you summarize it and you agree on the timelines. That way, it brings the authenticity through. It shows that you understand business. It shows that you're willing to listen. It shows that you're growing. And as a small, medium-sized business, it shows that you are inviting growth and innovation. It also shows that you are prepared to investigate certain things. So it shows that you're not egoed. So don't be afraid of this. I think a lot of the times we are driven by fear of failure, not by the success of what is the opportunity. And so I really call on everyone, and I have been through, when one day when you have all got a lot of glasses of wine around you, we will discuss what I've been through my life. And just quickly, all right, I can abusive childhood, horrific abusive childhood. I've had 2 hijackings. I've been kidnapped in India. I have opened my own business. I've sold my own business, a fully transformed Black empowerment company. I've opened my own new company. I'm going through my 3rd transition in my lifetime. And you know what? I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy. And so it has not been easy. Please, it has not been easy. And all I say is I call on all of us, be there for each other, support each other. It's the only way we're all going to rise and rise together. When we listen, when we ask for help, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to ask for the business. Women particularly, we're not very good at that. We dilly-dally, we have tea, we have meetings, we never say, may I have the business from you? May I do work? So we need, men do. Learn from them. I've had great men that are great leaders that have taught me so much. And they ask for business. I learn. I ask for business. I'm sure, Cindy, you asked for the sponsorship with the bench.
Yes.
You ask for it, all right? They didn't just come begging and saying, no, you ask for it. So we must learn to ask for things. Ask and he shall receive. So be bold, be courageous, but also back it up. Have the stats, have the homework, back it up and say, I'm coming into business. This is what I'm doing. This is how I can shift your life. I found that in my programs that I've put together now, I listen to the individual that will phone or the company. I listen, and yes, I've got a program. I've got a couple of programs, but then you tailor make something specific for individuals. Do that. You can't have one size fits all for everything. That's like buying a pair of stockings. No go. All right. So and I've never had a body that can do one size fits all. All right. So never going to happen. So what we need to do is say, listen to the customer, listen to what people want, and then craft your area of expertise to match that. And the same thing goes for pricing. So position yourself. Do you know that when you walk into a room, do you know that 70% is the way you walk in a room? Percent is what you say. Isn't that a sad indictment of the human race? So it is how we walk into a room, how we engage online, the clothes we wear, the colors we choose, that kind of thing is vital. Craft how you speak, craft your presentation, craft your branding, and then follow through on that and be consistent with it. Don't chop and change it. Be consistent with it. I've just been off a conference now, facilitating a UN conference internally for 17 of the agencies. And still, we picked up now a couple of the branding is different. So there has to be consolidation of branding together. That's very important because it's still, you've got to keep reiterating your message. Why are you doing this? So, really in closing, and I want some questions, if I may, to obviously the audience, and that is, who are you? Your authentic self. What do you stand for? Invest in yourself. It's very important. Take the time out for yourself. I do that regularly. You have to do that. Take that hour. Thursday is always my time out. I need to breathe. I need to remember who I am. When I know who I am and I can give, and my cup is not too full, I can give you the best of who I am, whether it's crisis management, reputation management, or creating those leaders that we so desperately need in Africa. Over to you, Madam Chair.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you for reminding us really the things that you know. As you started off, we all know that we have to position ourselves in our brand, in our pricing, in the things that we deliberate in our businesses. And when it comes to you reminding us, I'm so glad that today we're going to go back into our businesses and practice them even more, because it is important to be authentic. It is important to say that I'm a leader with a purpose. I'm a leader who wants to get my message across and being the best you can be. I always talk about that in my speeches in terms of being the best that you can be. And sometimes we really do beat ourselves too much. We don't keep that moderation. Thank you for that. Because as you train and as you become the best leader that you can be, you need to be moderate as well. I think I will take this time, because we've got 10 more minutes to go, just to give Gontse, and I'll start off with Cindy, just to say 2 more minutes of closing remarks, and then I'll go into Gontse and then come back to you as well, Janine. Thank you so much for this time. And I could sit and in your feet and just marvel at your wisdom at all times, because really the transition from dreaming of where you want to be, seeing that vision where you want to be, that transition to manifesting it is another position that really wants you to have people like Janine, to hang around people like Cindy, because as you manifest who you are, that dream that you've had, that thought that you've had, now it's manifesting, it's starting to come. And I've really seen that in the past 4 months, I really had to take a beat down, because we get so hyped up, we're always on the move. It's really that cycle. And I've seen to just take it down a notch has helped me manifest that part of me as being a leader that I've always dreamt of so many years ago. I had a conversation with Cindy about 2 weeks ago, and I was telling her, you know what, in all that's happening in my life now, I'm so grateful that I had a muscle called Limitless. The opportunity to dream and see where I want to be as Nozi. So, President, I've got 2 more minutes just to close off as a summary.
Thank you. I'm humbled to my dear sister Janine. That was so powerful. Authenticity and originality equals leadership, and a leadership that will leave a legacy for the ones that comes after us. And I think for me, what has really, touched my heart when my sister was speaking is the path of greatness requires a change of mind, where you say, I can't, to I can. Looking at where she's coming from and what she's gone through, she actually had to let go a lot of things to do I can. So I want to encourage all the women today to say they can. There's nothing that they cannot do. Everything is possible as long as you have a powerful mind and a positive mind that says, I can do this. Let us be like eagles, because eagles fly with eagles. Sparrows just live in the branches, hey? So make sure that you connect to an eagle when you're an eagle. Don't connect to a sparrow, because the sparrow will pull you down. Eagles love the storms. When the storms come through, the eagles soar. They go on top of the storm. And these are the kind of sisterhood we're talking about. The challenges that we have in the marketplace is let us just be eagles and fly above and use, our, integrity to the best. But also to say, be your own competition. Look into the mirror. You are your own competition, and run your race with integrity and dignity. And also to say to women, let us stop pulling her Down syndrome. We are actually in another level at the Circle of Global Business Women, where we talk about sisterhood. Sisterhood, there's no time for pulling each other down. Sisterhood, there's no time to talk about another person to another person. Sisterhood says we elevate each other. Sisterhood says we embrace each other. Sisterhood says we take along each other. Sisterhood says let us lift as we climb. That's very important as the Circle of Global Business Women. That's the only way that we can break the norm where we're coming from. So we are creating a different, a tribe of women globally that says, yes, we can, united, we can actually build, our countries and build, our organizations and economies globally by coming together as women in the marketplace. I'd like to say thank you very much, Program Director.
Thank you so much. Gontse, I'm going to quickly come through to you just to give us 2 minutes as well. Just before, as we close, we literally have 6 minutes left on our time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much to the President, and Janine, thank you also for your encouraging words. What I'd like to say to the listeners is, if you're starting something new, prepare yourself, because it takes time, it takes patience. Don't look forward to being a millionaire tomorrow, but take every step, every day, patiently so. It takes a lot of courage, and every opportunity that you get, every chance that you are given, take it and try it and give it your best. If you fail, do it again. Nothing is impossible. Thank you very much to everybody.
Oh, thank you so much, Gontse. And it's really, really true that the success does not come overnight. It is a period of time, but every single day, waking up and telling yourself that I will be much more better than I was yesterday. Janine, if you can please give us 2 minutes of your closing remarks as well. Thank you so much as well for this time that we've had with you.
I think the big thing is learn from other people. As I've said, it's so much easier to learn from other people that make the same mistakes. That's the one thing. And the other thing is really put in the effort, put in the preparation, put in the effort, because you are limitless. So to really capture what we've all said, and Gontse, that's what I live by. We are phenomenal human beings. We can do anything. Be centered, be cool, be calm, and you know what? Wait for the gifts to also come. Sometimes we force the river, Nozi. We force the river, and sometimes we don't get what we always want because we're being protected. And so in closing, I say thank you to you as sisters. Thank you for the privilege. This is an absolute honor, a privilege for me to have spent quality time with the three of you today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much to all my speakers. Janine, thank you so much for your time. We really value your input that you've given us today. Thank you so much, Gontse, and all of the best as you soar even higher and higher within your business. I love that you've already diversified to so many places in such a short space of time. And you are really a story that we should all follow and have a look at in more detail in terms of what you do. Madam President, you know, I can go on the whole time in terms of just singing your praises and just spearheading women. You know, sometimes I really believe women don't believe the capacity that they have. When you say that we're driving this network and what we have that is coming, people are like, is it really? Is it really happening? But because we've never seen it before, it is something that is new. It is something that is innovative. It is something that needs people to be mindful of what they're doing every single day as a leader. We applaud you. We thank you for your leadership, and we thank you for the Circle of Global Women. As I said, please follow us, like our YouTube link. There's more webinars coming our way. There's one more coming in May. There will be another one as well, more in June. So follow us and see what we're up to as the Circle of Global Women. We are a force to be reckoned with in the marketplace. And yes, we want to take our business to the next level. We can do it, women, and it is possible. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Thank you for putting more time into your self-development as well. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.